Welcome back to Uncharted 4, and now we're on part 8, and we're about to go exploring the underground catacombs of the graveyard of the grave that we found.
Don't you mean catacombs?
No, we
Come,
say
I will guide you through the catacombs.
I say catacombs.
I don't really say the word that very often. So.
Catacombs to me sounds like a weird kind of hairbrush.
And catacombs to me sounds like you're referring to a raccoon.
I assume the secret door was added afterwards. To hide his loot. Well, fingers crossed.
Isn't that kind of a bit cliche for a pirate to hide his loot around his gravesite?
The old monks were...
Oh, trust me, Jove.
Anyway, guys, I'm reading. A miracle at long last, and on our good St. Dismas's feast day. Weeks after we learned the Crown's intent to shutter our cathedral and reclaim our lands, a stranger wandered into our midst as my novice, and I concluded our morning prayer. A startling vision with flint-coloured eyes and a beard. The stranger told us a really sad tale, and he asked for help. We found a bunch of gold. The end.
All right. Anyway, what I was saying, Jova, was, trust me, Jova, you haven't even begun to see the kind of places that Avery had his shit in.
Well, hopefully he was creative as far as pirates go.
Don't worry. This guy went out of his fucking way to make his loot as hard to find as possible, as you'll see from the game.
Oh boy.
You know, I wonder if a pirate has ever done like a bit of reverse psychology on everyone, where he claims that, well, what if like before he died, you know, when he was executed, I buried my treasure, but you have to go far and wide to find it. Turns out he buried it underneath his house. On the very island they executed him. On the very island they executed him. Yeah, Scottish halfpenny. You know, it's basically, if you don't know, a halfpenny used to be a form of currency here in the UK. It was mostly during like the late 1800s.
Gang's all here.
So yeah, for the sake of the puzzle that's coming in a moment, we get to take notes of all these three guys in
so are these like all
and hey guys, hey, we get to do a puzzle.
So are these all resting areas to Nate's old lineage
Sure
thingamabob?
Well,
Hold
Avery
on.
fancied himself a good thief, right? Only plundered and murdered the non-British heathens.
Of course. Well, there was such a thing as good guy pirates. They were called privateers.
So there you go. Dismas, Jesus, and Justice.
Today you will join me in paradise. Cool, I'll just stand here. You guys have fun.
Oh. Funny.
Jesus. This was good thief, guess this jerk thief. Yeah, I'll just hang here. Bye.
Always. Every time I see that picture of I always think of the ending of Life of Brian by Monty Python.
Is this a door? Looks like a door.
It does actually. Yeah.
I don't see a way to open it though.
You just gotta look hard.
Star symbols.
This smells like a puzzle to me.
Okay, I don't think I've recorded any other puzzle at the day of this recording. So next time I come across a puzzle, I'll put a Leighton song in it.
Some kind of lamp. Hey, Smokey. Need your lighter over here. You know, that hurts my feelings. Not as much as it hurts your lungs. Thank you, Father
True.
Duffy.
Father Duffy.
Isn't that something?
Ooh, we got lights. All right, we got to double back to the other room and shine those lights on the those special segments on the door to open it.
It's not as easy as it sounds though, because you have to do a very specific pattern in order for it to work.
Yeah, basically, the distance that those lights from each other differ depending on which one you pick. So you've got to be you have to.
Hey, here we go.
You have to experiment. You have to experiment with all three until you find a combination that works.
And it also requires precision, which is why this is a half-hour part.
That looks right.
Yeah, I'm only kidding. It doesn't take me too long to solve.
Oh.
Which surprised the hell out of me.
No, this one is it's not like that other one where I specifically had to take control away from Dwibs privately so I could show him how to solve that one other puzzle on the island later on. Alright, almost there.
Yeah, Mom.
There we go.
No,
Oh,
no, come on. There you go.
That's it. You got it.
I solved the puzzle. It didn't take me half an hour. Yay!
yay. Congratulations, Dwibs. Have a gold star.
Okay, let's give this a shot.
Can I have a cookie?
Sure.
You've really been improving. Of course, with practice does come improvement.
Oh, nice view. No treasure though.
Hmm.
No, but look, you see those crosses? Yeah. Is that a cave right below? Yeah, I think Avery's trying to tell us where to go next.
Go here, you idiot.
Alright then.
All right,
There's one
to the cave.
going back that way means we have to go back toward the cathedral and back towards Rafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this were
Keep 'em waiting.
if this were any other, if this series had more supernatural elements, then we'd be able to fly to the other cave. But unfortunately, Nate is not Superman, so we have to go back towards the cathedral. Have any of you guys ever been to Scotland, let alone in this bit of it?
No.
I have been to Scotland.
Have you ever been to the north?
No.
It's mostly south, I take it.
It was
They opened the gate up.
Glasgow, I think?
Good. That's where we gotta go.
All right. Oh boy, we got more of Oh, and they vanished. So there are a bunch of people. Did you notice that they were walking on top of there, and then they just popped out of existence?
No, it's because it was the specific indicator to tell where the people are. But after that, because the way this works is in order to follow to know where people are at all times, you have to like in Phantom Pain and mark them. In fact, I haven't seen you mark anybody yet in this playthrough, Dwibs.
Because A, I keep forgetting to, and B, do I really? I was just judging from the playthrough so far, I haven't really needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's because if you're going for a stealthy playthrough, it's very useful to mark the enemies.
Hey, do you remember who's playing the game?
I know. I'm just saying it for the sake of the audience, since they're not going to be seeing a stealthy playthrough.
Nope.
Well, surprisingly, we have seen enough stealth so far from Dwibs of all people.
I know. It's just I'm just saying that just like in Phantom Pain, if you have arrows over the enemies marking where they are, it makes stuff a whole lot easier.
Although, to be fair, I think isn't Metal Gear Solid 5 like the game where you can pretty much actually choose for the first time, like, ever? Yeah, I don't want to be as stealthy as well. I'll just go in guns blazing, technically.
That is true, but in order to get rank passes on missions, you really have to go stealthy, because when you do get caught, you lose a lot of points.
Basically, when it comes to me in stealth, I always make one of two mistakes. I either mess up, or I just get bored and start shooting people. Which probably means I'll be a pretty crap player of MGS.
Depends.
There we
In
go.
MGS 5, that's the one Metal Gear Solid game where you can actually get away with that.
Yeah, but you gotta play the other ones.
Well, of
Yeah.
course.
Anyway,
And then
Oh,
there's
there you
Metal,
are.
and then there's of course the the special game.
Alright, I'm at 8 minutes.
We're way past that.
do it,
Okay, where you at?
Shiroi, what have I told you about pressing the X button?
I'm at 9
It's
minutes.
a space button!
We're past that too, Shiroi.
Where are you at?
Pedro, god dang
Go
it,
to
it's a
9
space
go to
button anyway.
9:30.
Okay, 10 minutes, go.
But
Alright,
yeah,
then we're just shooting yourself. Okay, Sherry. Sherry. Please listen to me. Keep that cursor as far away from the close button.
Yeah, Jova, they were right. It was the X button.
wait, what?
Sherry, X means close.
No, I'll tell you later.
Oh, wait.
The
You said-
browser, the browser.
You
the,
clicked
the-
X on the... How did
How
you...
hard is
Sherry,
it?
Sherry,
How-
X doesn't mark the spot.
Okay, do you have any tape? I want to tape Shiroi's X button.
when I see her in London, I'll tape it for you.
Guys,
Anyway,
are we at
3,
10 minutes yet?
2,
Hold on.
1, click. Yeah, that's the thing, Shui. You must bring me your laptops. I can tape the X button over.
That part of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, basically, Joe, have you seen that clip of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 where Rocket is explaining to Baby Groot how his bomb works?
Nothing so far. Found anything? Nothing yet.
Jova?
I'm sorry, what was that you said? I was just paying attention to something. Somebody messaged me.
Okay. Have you seen that clip from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 where Rocket is explaining to Baby Groot how his bomb works?
No, not yet.
Basically, this is pretty much an equivalent for me with Shiroi and the X button, and to a lesser extent, Dwibs in his spacebar.
Yeah, for a moment I thought she meant she accidentally pressed X
One
on the
time.
keyboard.
That's why I said to a lesser extent, Dwibs. It's basically this. It's basically where Rocket basically Rocket needs
Alright,
Baby Groot to use a bomb.
Yep.
Rocket basically needs Baby Groot to use a bomb, and he starts explaining. Okay, first you pull this lever and this one that activates it, and you press this button, which will give you us 5 minutes to get out before the bomb explodes. Now, whatever you do, don't
press
push
this
this button. Because that will set off the bomb immediately, and we'll all be dead.
Oh,
Now,
so
repeat what I just
that's
said.
where that Undertale joke came
I'm
from.
Groot. I'm
Mhm.
Groot.
Okay.
I'm Groot.
Uh-huh.
I'm Groot.
No! That's the button that will kill everybody! Try again.
Actually, Jova Undertale is older than the movie they're referencing.
Oh, I know. I'm basically talking about Troy. There's this skit, a fan-made skit, where Santa's trying to teach you-know-who not to press the fight button.
Touch the button.
Oh,
No,
you've seen that
no
one?
touchy button. I love that.
She never learns.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'll just watch the button. Then I'm getting touchy, okay?
All right.
They're one
so,
of my favorite characters.
all right. So basically, I've just decided, you know what? screw shooting them. I'm just gonna go full Rambo and run up to them and punch them.
Speaking of Rambo, Jova.
Which completely goes against the game trying to set a more grounded tone than the other ones. But fuck it.
Speaking of Rambo, guess what, Jova? Guess who's in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
No way.
Sylvester Stallone, yes. Sylvester Stallone is now part of the MCU.
Is he a main character?
No, he's the head of the God, what's the English word for it, Dwibs? You saw the movie today?
Federation?
He's the head of he's the head of that group of gangsters that the blue guy was once with.
Yeah, Yondu.
Yeah, that's still awesome. Wow, Sylvester Stallone.
I forgot the name of the group though. God, I'm drawing a blank now.
The group.
The Blue Man Group.
Yeah. All right, just need to get rid of this propane tank. There you go. No, go
And
away.
I'm gonna pick it up right away.
I need to throw it away. Oops.
Well, at least you didn't blow yourself up with it.
Okay, you ready?
Wouldn't that be something? If I did that, then I'd lose my Uncharted privileges.
Okay, go.
Let's lift up the door.
Come on.
And here we go. Right, now to continue our journey to the Cave of Wonder.
How you holding up? Great. That's kind of
Who dares disturb my sleep?
It's been my experience. Plus, there was that cool constellation thing.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
to see the planet, sort of. That'd be the only way. Well, basically, the only way Lost Legacy can top this is if it goes to outer space.
Lost Legacy? What's that for?
Uncharted Lost Legacy, the new spin-off game starring
right,
Chloe
yeah.
and Nadine.
Well, that's probably the only way Fast and Furious 9 and 10 can top 8. Basically, the most extreme thing they did in Fast 8 was having a giant submarine burst out of the ice in somewhere near Russia.
Right under that high cross. That's where Avery.
But the
was.
best bit was still The Rock still thinking he was in Moana.
He gets.
Do you remember that bit, Shiori, where he just literally ripped the sink off out of his cell and did weightlifting with it? Look at the... And I decided to just take in the view for a second, and now we're back in.
Kid, what's your status?
Hey, Sully. We're on the trail, but treasure's closer to the cathedral than we originally thought.
Oh boy. So what do you need me to do?
Just keep those engines warm.
No, it's my directing.
You got it. Keep me posted.
Will do.
Yeah. Okay. That's our status of Sully taken care of. Let's move on.
Well, at least now with Gardens Volume 2, I have a funny way of lambasting you guys for constantly pressing the mute button.
Those beams and stuff up there. Don't look like it was built by the monks.
I wonder.
Alright, so from this point on, a bit of platforming and climbing. Aside from patrols, obviously.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm on my way. That's the only song I remember from that movie.
I thought it was the only song from that movie.
I like No Way Out. That was fine.
Which one was that?
You know, the one where Kenai's telling Coda that thing, that revelation. You know.
Was that like the sad song?
Yes.
I guess to be fair, part of me not remembering many songs from that movie was me not watching it that much. I've seen it like I think a total
The
of
problem
2
I've seen
times
it
in my
once.
life.
the songs themselves are fine. The problem is the way they're used in the movie itself. Instead of allowing like a good orchestral score and the animation to tell the story in a powerful way, instead they have Phil Collins use incredibly unsubtle lyrics to basically literally spell out like we're fucking dumbasses that we can't figure out what's going on here. Like it's like imagine if that it's a okay audience for the if you haven't played Last Guardian and you want to skip the next like a minute of this commentary or something. Imagine Jova if in that scene Last Garden where Trico thinks the boy is dead. Imagine if during that scene we heard Phil Collins singing, "Trico thinks the boy is dead and now he's sad." Like that's just a bit.
Remind me to put a little note on this video saying spoilers for Last Guardian.
Spoilers for Last Guardian. Well, again, Dwibs, that's what the spoiler I just made was for.
I know, but I'll put it in text because remember, what if someone wants to skip along to a certain point in the video, but they don't want to see spoilers?
All right.
Or in that case, I could just mute out. I could just censor out Pedro giving the spoiler. Oops. I nearly blew my own face off.
Whatever. The point I'm making is that the songs are fine. It's just that, God damn it, Disney, what were you thinking with that use of songs in both Tarzan and Butter Bear?
Well, I kind of would ask, what the heck were you thinking of? Okay. I just don't know how to feel about Brother Bear. I mean, maybe it'll be a case like Little Mermaid where it turns out nowadays I'm indifferent to it at best, but gosh dang, Brother Bear, something about it gets on people's goats a lot.
It had the potential to be a really great movie, but it got ruined by not just the Phil Collins thing, but also it can be a bit on the nose
guys.
with its message.
Anyway, we've got
I
a
think it's harmless. I think the sequel needs a.
No, sure. Just because I'm saying it's best part, that doesn't mean I'm saying it's bad. It's harmless at worst. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it could have been so much better. That's basically my point.
Maybe that's
Go
why
ahead,
it gets
Des.
a lot of people's goats.
Anyway, we've found a bird box, which is going to be another thing added to our list of treasures, and now we're on our way to the cave once again and climb this ladder. Well,
Thanks
No.
to the now classic boost moment from Uncharted, from last Naughty Dog games in general, actually.
Hang on a sec.
all right. Now I just gotta wait a bit while he grabs something. In the meantime, again, my direction is flawless, wouldn't you say?
You still haven't matched my masterpiece of woman washing the dish.
Again, Pedro, like I said before, I made an entire trilogy about chocolate.
True, but that still doesn't beat woman washes the dish. So that is the ultimate masterpiece.
Where am I going? Past Dwibs. What are you doing?
The same thing past Pager was doing.
With Ni no Kuni, yeah. Being really dumb.
No. Just being slower than they are nowadays.
Well, this was more so.
Look at the pretty water.
Yay!
Oh, he's got something. So basically, it felt like. Okay, I wonder if this is the game's best way of hiding a loading screen or something. Just have you stand around doing nothing.
Sometimes
games
games do
do
tend to
that,
do that
actually.
for the sake of adding a loading screen. Let me think of an example.
A Tony Hawk game did that, I think.
Yeah, for example, in Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2, whenever you go through a big star and you see that visual spectacle flying parts, that's actually the game hiding the load times.
I can't believe I missed this. Clearly we were meant to find it together. Oh, so romantic.
The bromance.
Literal bromance, since they're actually brothers.
But anyway, we still gotta use that thing because we gotta climb down here. Eventually. No, Nate, you can't pull the thing. Hi, dead person. Do you mind if I borrow your gun? Thank you.
He won't be needing it now that he's deceased.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll give it back to him when I'll give him back to him. Eventually.
All right.
What?
To
No.
quote Sully from the first game, at the end of the first game, I took this from Pirates Were Too Dead to Care.
I thought I was gonna jump down there and kill myself for a second.
Very good.
Anyway, let's slide down. Now I gotta reach something.
All right, will this make it? Start placing your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I find it? I'm on the lookout for if Nate reaches out for something. Oh, there we go. I think I found it now.
Yeah, right there.
Just gotta swing so I can reach it. Not yet.
Should be able to reach it now.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey, we can climb this! On my way!
There we go. Oh boy.
There we go.
Another slidey thing.
Okay, maybe this wasn't such a good idea!
Craig, the rope!
Yay.
On it.
There we go.
Convenient.
Ow.
Oh, ow. A little bit more grace. There we go.
Holy shit!
Well, more grit, less grace.
Also, shouldn't those ledges be kind of slippery, all things considered?
Depends. Do they have snow on it?
No.
Well, they could have ice. But I guess
It's a video.
not.
It's a video game.
Okay.
Besides, I don't think North Scotland's that cold. Ah, yeah, Scotland. I don't know if I mentioned this in any other commentary before, but you know how I don't know if I've done this in other parts audiences, but you know how I've been going on about how Wales is taking our programs from England.
Scotland's
Aliens in
doing the
Cardiff.
same.
That's the TV Tropes page. Yes.
Scotland did the same thing as well. There was a school soap called
Crap.
Waterloo Road that was set in Rochdale in Manchester, which is in the northwest of England.
You
But
did
for
mention that one.
But I don't know if I mentioned it in a commentary as all.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, basically to sum up, they for some reason decided to move to Scotland, somewhere near Glasgow more precisely, which is nowhere near Manchester, and well, there you go.
Oh boy.
I mean, they did provide a reason, but the reason is kind of silly.
I was just saying. Yeah.
Because apparently, according to that universe, you can move schools from one country to another.
Well, we've got ourselves in a pickle. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but hey, well, ever let it be. I don't think the Drakes were ever that good at building bridges.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, you got it.
They're more good at burning bridges, both literally and figuratively.
Yeah, or collapsing them.
Something after all those years in Panama. Yeah, well, don't worry. The worst case, you lose a couple fingers.
From Tio.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'll help you up.
Wow, how did you get there so fast?
I'm a naughty dog NPC companion.
But how did it take you forever to find that crate then?
Probably at home. Drinking hot cocoa.
My usefulness is selective.
Oh, tell me you
Yeah.
wouldn't go for some hot cocoa right now.
Yeah, I prefer hot tea myself.
Exactly.
Iced tea is nice too,
Blech.
but right now I think warm tea is better.
Who came up with iced tea?
You don't it's not necessarily like not tea iced. You can get fruit ones.
Oh yeah, you know one thing that I found out recently?
What?
Have you ever had Welsh rarebit, Shiwi?
Yes, I have.
Me and my family have been having that for years, and no one told me it was called Welsh rarebit.
Really?
Yeah. Also, for
I
some
actually didn't know that was like I'd had Welsh rabbit before, but I didn't know that that's what it was called for a long time.
something called Welsh rarebit is interesting. That the sauce they used to put on it is called Worcester sauce, which is in England.
I love
Boy,
Worcestershire
Pedro, I don't know
sauce.
why, but now I'm imagining Uncharted 5 being set in Wales for some reason. I can't imagine.
They'll be using sheep for the puzzles.
Maybe that. Well, Las Vegas it's explicit in India, so that's not gonna be it. Maybe whatever next game the Uncharted 3 team is making after Lost Legacy, I don't know.
Maybe it'll take place in Portugal. I'm sure you guys have plenty of famous artifacts down there.
Not really. Our country's very boring.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Wales at least has the big mountains.
And America's got, well, we've got lots of things.
What you gonna say,
I mean,
Shiwi?
the only thing I
And
can
the sheep.
the only thing I can think of in terms of our country for an Uncharted set piece is maybe they destroy the big statue of Christ that we have over here.
Wait, I
But
thought
aside
that was
from
Brazil
that-
that had the big statue of Christ.
We do too. Remember, Jova, Brazil is actually a country that only exists because of us. So we still share some common culture.
Ah.
Damn it! Even when I
Damn.
try to do stealth, I fail.
Well, you gave it the good old college try,
remember,
Dwibs.
remember, Jova, Brazil is the America to my England.
Yeah.
Screw your weapons. I am invincible, mate.
The big difference is that
I'm
unlike with America, it was literally just good job, you guys just won a trophy.
Unstoppable.
Indeed. The big difference is that with Brazil it was different. It was literally it was at one point where the current king of Portugal was also the king of Brazil. But eventually, he basically liked Brazil better, so eventually he just took Brazil all for his own and abandoned Portugal altogether.
Careful. Might be unstable after the blast.
Oh, blasts.
Mercenaries. I think Rafe would know better, though.
Who says Rafe's the one actually doing all this excavation stuff?
What if it's the only thing holding the tunnel up?
Then I'll apologize.
I'll apologize when I'm dead. Up we go. There we are.
There, see? No problem.
For once.
For once. You'll have to compensate later.
Yeah.
All right.
Right. More bombate coming up.
Dun, dun, dun,
Da,
dun.
da, da, da. Oh, it stopped.
What song was that from?
It's the Mario 64 slide thingy.
Oh.
Well, 3D Mario in general, because every single Mario game with a slider has that song.
Those things look sturdy.
Well, that's where it originated, though, isn't it? That
Yeah, it is.
Mario 64.
We.
I mean, even Captain Turtle Tracker has it, even though there's no sliding in that game whatsoever.
No, it's in the bonus stages.
Hey, be extra careful on these.
Yeah, which is why I'm running along them.
Oh, hey, look down there. Old pirate-looking ships. Yeah, all of this is good. Very good.
Walk the plank, yar.
I hear the crackling.
Oh, crap.
Remember, extra careful.
Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Well, only one of you is over there, so. Oh,
All right,
Oh, I've got a journal entry.
let's take a look at it.
Let's read what it says before we end the part. Death trap, profit, death traps, water wheel for power, elevator system, sunken ship, deliberately sunk. Did they take the treasure up here and suck the whatever?
P.S. Death Trap.
Yeah, P.S. death trap here. So join us for part 9, where we will explore more on our way to the great cave of death and doom and.
All right, see you, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.